Hi, my name is Christina Ewen, and I am on the Sunshine District team in Florida. We are looking at MyHistoryLab briefly today. We're going to start off here on the home page after we've signed in, and again, this is the home page for MyHistoryLab, specifically focusing in on The Visions of America, A History of the United States Combined Volume Text by Keene. As you can see here, you can either listen to this text or read in the e-text, as many of our other labs offer. A couple of features I want to briefly go over, starting at the video series. The video series is a great feature of the tool. It provides some insight from the authors and some of the other experts that have helped out in the book in each time period that the book goes over. So these are really attention grabbers at the beginning of class. They're great to assign as well as in homework, just to kind of break up some of the reading and break up some of the other assignments as well. So, and they're really easy to access right here on the left side of the screen. Another tool that history professors specifically have told me that they appreciate is this closer looks function. Students can walk through some of the maps as well as some imagery and really understand some context.
Paul Revere's influential engraving of the Boston Massacre takes liberties with the facts in order to portray British actions in the worst possible light. The orderly arrangement of the troops and the stance of the officer at their side suggest that the troops acted under orders. Behind the troops, Revere has renamed the shop Butcher's Hall.
So this provides insight behind this image to students. It shows what's beneath the surface, why it was illustrated this way. Again, both audible and written text here for students to look at. Another helpful, engaging activity for your students to do. Another great aspect is that students can walk through maps in this function as well. For example, in Chapter 7, Jeffersonian America, we can take a look at the Missouri Compromise.
The Missouri Compromise of 1820 established a new policy for dealing with slavery in Western territories. The compromise drew an imaginary line across the map of the United States. Land south of this line would be open to slavery, while territory north of the line would be free.
So after listening to the commentary there, we can zoom in on this map. We can go over to specifically the Missouri Compromise over here.
How did the land of liberty come to this? 3 words: land, cotton, and technology. Slavery experienced a brief respite as a result of the Revolutionary War. The North, never directly dependent on the institution, abolished it outright or let it pass within a generation. In the Upper South, the free black population grew rapidly during the 1780s. Some legislatures passed laws making it easier for masters to manumit their slaves.
And then we've got a critical thinking question.
How did land, cotton, and technology, combined with racism, contribute to the sectional crisis of 1820?
So on that note of critical thinking or critical thinking question, writing becomes really important. So we also have writing space integrated into MyHistoryLab. So I'm going to go over here into writing practice. Maybe let's go into the American Revolution. So this feature is going to give students the opportunity to think critically and to write to prompts. You can put your own rubric in there, or you can use one that is preloaded. So to assign some of these writing assignments, we're going to come down to a section that's only available for instructors to see. So right here you have instructor created. You can do instructor created assignment number 1. Create a new assignment. So this is a functionality that allows you to create an assignment name, reviewed for originality. We've partnered with turnitin.com, so all of this work will go through turnitin.com and allow you to see what percentage is similar to other work. You'll also be able to here put in your rubric after. You can see as you would go through the process. You can add. Another great feature is the student resources just right here underneath writing space. One in particular, as you can see, we've got Explore, flashcards. There's some great material in here. One I want to look at briefly is Social Explorer. It's an application within the lab that students can use to analyze events and pivotal moments in history. So Explore number 1, global exploration. This does correlate to the book that goes along with it. So it's going to go through the imagery of the maps of how the geography relates back into historical moments, as well as provide some learning objectives. And there's quite a bit of this material, as you can see. So if there's a particular map, or if there's something that you're particularly interested in, we can look at it together maybe down the road and how that relates into this. But just wanted to touch on that feature. It's something that I think many professors find very, very helpful in communicating with their students. Going back into the lab, we can also take a quick look at instructor resources. So you're going to receive both the Social Explorer, which we just looked at, Test Bank, PowerPoints. There's an instructor's manual that goes along with this, an entire multimedia library that will encompass all of the media that's worked into the lab into one access point that you can look through, and provides a quick and easy access to all of those activities as well. You'll also notice there's an auto-graded feature here with the writing assessments. You might have noticed or might be wondering in the writing section that we talked about earlier, you've got a couple hundred students in your class, how you're going to grade all of those. So we have created writing prompts specifically within the lab for you to use that we've gathered about 800 to 900 different papers on that were written exactly to that same prompt, and actually trained our system into being able to recognize what type of papers are 5s and 4s and 3s and so on in the rubric. But we can definitely go over that at a later time, but just wanted to go over some of these features within MyHistoryLab, and look forward to going over it in more detail with you in the future.